So, episode 9, season 8 of 911. Right, right. So can someone just really quickly just verify for me that that did indeed actually happen? All of that. That all happened, right? You saw that too, right? Just checking? Just checking. Cool, cool, cool. That's what I thought. Just wanted to check though. And before anyone asks, yes, this is an LAFD shirt. I thrifted it. It was $5. I had to have a themed shirt for my themed watch nights because it's a compulsion. They really said for season 8B, all gas and no brakes with Buck and Eddie, because what in the supersonic speed was that? Am I wrong? Or were there an above average amount of scenes with the two of them in this episode? I was like, oh, another one. Oh my God, it's more. It's happening. It's happening. It's like the Office meme, not to out myself as a millennial, but it's like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. That was me the entire episode, actually. The whole plot line with Maddie, Jennifer Love Hewitt, the actress that you are, incredible, amazing, stunning. Her telling that guy to himself, everyone witnessing it, it happened. Everyone was like, you go girl, one less thing to worry about. I don't know much about the law, but I do feel like there's maybe an ethical or legal issue there that we're just maybe gonna skate by. We're just gonna go, don't worry about it. Like, we're just gonna, what was that? That aside, I am really sad for this plot. I cannot wait to see what happens. I also need them to like leave Maddie alone, but at least they're leaving G alone. It seems. I don't want to talk. I don't want to speak too soon. But we were all thinking that G was gonna get kidnapped as well, and it looks like she isn't, based off the promo. So, sigh of relief there. I'm not even gonna try to theorize on all that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they're gonna resolve it in the next episode. So, that being said, let's talk about the buddy in the room. You guys, we really ate good tonight. We did. We sat down. They gave us appetizers, and then they gave us a 3-course meal and a dessert. And they just kept bringing out more courses. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, every time we thought, oh, this is a lot. Surely they're not bringing out more food. They surely did. They surely did. When I tell you, the scenes with Buck and that dog nearly ended my life, I'm not exaggerating. I almost exploded because I was like, I actually can't handle this with the dog, and the dog's little whimpering, crying, and he's like, and then Buck is with his big sad puppy dog eyes trying to save this dog, and the team reaction versus Eddie's reaction to all of that. Oh, the angst in this episode around Eddie leaving and Buck feeling abandoned, which, as we know, is a huge source of trauma for him. It was a little hard to watch at parts, but it was good. It's good storytelling, you guys. I'm like, oh, they're really getting into it. Oh, we used to pray for times like these. Like, it's, The scene with the glass in front of the two of them, they love a shot. They love framing these two guys in shots like this where there's something dividing them. What are we gonna do when there's nothing dividing them? Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. The closet is glass. I was ready to smack Eddie for half this episode, I won't lie, because I just need him to have like a little bit of more self-awareness. I understand he's in his own world. He's very concerned. He's like very one-track mind focused on like getting back to Christopher and fixing this. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an Eddie Diaz hater. I'm not. However, I need him to have just like a little bit more self-awareness that his best friend is like clearly triggered and like upset by this whole scenario, this whole thing that's going down, and he's just around here acting as if nothing in LA matters. Literally, obviously he didn't know that Buck was listening in when he said those things to the potential subletters, but he's out here acting like, it's fine, I'm just leaving everything, I was gonna go over there. Like, I know that's partly Eddie, like, compartmentalizing so that he can handle it, because he's not gonna be okay when he moves and realizes he left everything behind for this. But the way it was impacting Buck had me going crazy this whole episode. I was like, look at his face, his wet, sad puppy dog eyes. Like, I need you to take a breath, Eddie, and like realize how this is impacting your friend, and maybe just dial it back a little bit. Just soften the blow a little bit. the stark contrast between how the rest of the 118 handled the news of him leaving and like Buck literally sulking on the ground with this dog, causing a scene. Okay. I also don't think Buck was like super intentionally sabotaging the whole subletting situation. I think part of that was just him being him, and then also some part underneath subconsciously was like a little bit trying to sabotage it. But it's all okay because Buck is renting Eddie's house. He got rid of his loft. Before he told Eddie, he's like, oh, the loft is gone. Don't worry about it. My stuff actually outside. Actually, I'm already moved in. I know people have already been saying this all night, but what in the AO3 is going on right now? What do you mean? Buck is going to be living in Eddie's house when Eddie goes to El Paso. He's gonna be living in his house with all his furniture and things, basically, for the most part. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna move some of his own stuff in. But we know that Eddie's coming back eventually. So, does that just mean that Eddie's gonna move back in with Christopher and Buck's gonna be living there? Are you telling me that's where this is heading? Am I being punked right now? Like, this genuinely feels like I'm being punked. It's the way these two people have basically co-parented a child, are going to potentially be living together, all before they've ever dated. Like, at all. Like, they're going about this in the reverse order, which is fascinating to me. And I'm obsessed with it. Like, let's just skip all the steps and go straight to domesticity. I love that, actually. The looks between the two of them in this episode have me upside down on the ceiling. Specifically, Buck's expression towards Eddie in multiple different scenes in this episode. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? And then Eddie, when he realizes that Buck is the one who's renting and that he did this for him, and he's like, you did this all for me. His oh moment. Yeah. Yeah. This is all in episode 9, guys. We have how many more episodes of this season? Like 8 more or something? Like, I don't think we're surviving this, actually. I think we all need to start making preparations. You know what I'm saying? I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it. This show does do this with plotline, so it's not like I'm expecting this level of episode every single episode for the rest of the season. Obviously not. The next episode's very clearly going to be focused on the Maddie kidnapping plotline. That's going to be a very, like, case-based episodes. They love to go back and forth between, like, case-focused episodes to, like, people-focused episodes, and then emergency-focused episodes, and then some that have, like, a blend of them. And then they'll focus on other characters, and, like, look, they'll have some episodes where they're focused on Athena and Bobby, and you know, Hen and Karen, and Chimney and Maddie, and all of them together. Of course, like, it's 911. It's an ensemble show. I know this is how the show goes. So my expectations are adjusted, but I am telling you right now, if we get to the end of this season and they have not resolved the Buck and Eddie plotline, you're gonna see the worst version of me come to light. Like, it's gonna be my villain origin story. Like, resolve it. Either admit that this is egregious queerbaiting and you're evil and that it's not happening and it's never happening and we all need to pack it up, right? Or fucking resolve this plotline. I'm so serious right now. Do something with it. You cannot. This is torture. Actually, we cannot keep doing this shit in season 9. Something else, you know. Taking deep breaths. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's a firefighter show on TV. Everything's gonna be okay. The thing that's scaring the hell out of me is Ryan Guzman posting that countdown clock on his Instagram story, being like, 20 days till Texas or whatever, and it's a few Thursdays from now during episode 12, I think, which is episode also 118, I've heard. Big Eddie episode, big Texas episode. What does it mean? Why are you doing that? I'm nervous. We're several weeks away from that, and I'm nervous. So, anyways, yeah, if anyone was wondering how I'm doing, I'm great. It's 12:20, so love that for me. Yeah,